What if checking for your desire is the very thing making it feel far away? Every time you ask where it is, you remind yourself that you do not have it. Today you will discover a calmer way to trust. Take action and let the answer come to you. Many people believe trust means waiting while trying not to worry. But that is not trust. That is worry wearing a peaceful mask. Real trust begins when you stop using what is happening today to decide what is possible tomorrow. You may have a desire for love, work, money, healing, peace, or a new direction. You imagine it, you affirm it. Then you open your eyes and look for evidence. Did someone call? Did the opportunity appear? Did the number in your account change? Did your body feel different? When the answer seems to be no, you may assume your inner work failed. So you try again with more pressure. But every anxious check repeats the same inner message. It is not here, I do not have it. Something must be wrong. The problem is not that you looked at what was happening. You were allowed to see life clearly. The problem begins when you make the present moment your master. A temporary condition can tell you what has happened, but it cannot tell you who you must continue to be. That decision belongs to you. The law of assumption is not about forcing the world to obey every nervous thought. It is about choosing the inner position from which you meet the world. Your state shapes what you notice, how you interpret events, what you expect from people, and what actions feel natural to you. When you live in fear, a delayed message feels like rejection. A closed door feels like a final answer. A quiet day feels like proof that nothing is moving. When you live from inner security, the same events have a different meaning. A delayed message is only a delayed message. A closed door may redirect you. A quiet day may be a day in which unseen pieces are coming together. You do not have to pretend that every event is wonderful. You only need to stop giving every event the power to name your future. This is the difference between wanting and receiving inwardly. Wanting says, I will be complete when this happens. Receiving says, I can become inwardly settled now and meet life as the person who is no longer ruled by this lack. That inner settlement is not loud. It may not feel like excitement. It often feels like a deep breath after carrying something heavy. It is the feeling that you no longer need to solve everything this second. Consider a woman named Lena who worked at a small hotel outside Denver. For 4 years, she had wanted to move into event planning. She loved organizing family celebrations, building schedules, and turning empty rooms into welcoming spaces. But every job listing seemed to ask for experience she did not have. She applied anyway. Again and again, she received polite rejection emails or no answer at all. Soon, every application began to feel like a test of her worth. She checked her inbox before getting out of bed. She checked during lunch. She checked while brushing her teeth at night. Whenever the inbox was empty, she told herself, "Nobody sees what I can do." Her desire had become tied to fear. She was not only looking for a new job, she was asking each employer to prove that she mattered. One evening after another rejection, Lena sat at her kitchen table with her laptop open. She started filling out 3 more applications, but her hands felt tense and her thoughts were racing. Then she noticed what she was doing. She was acting as if her future depended on defeating the entire world before midnight. She closed the laptop. That was her meaningful choice. She did not give up on the job. She gave up using panic as her guide. For a few minutes, she allowed herself to feel what she believed the new position would give her. She pictured coming home after a full day of planning an event. She imagined placing her bag beside the door and telling her sister, "I finally get paid to do what I am good at." She did not build a long scene. She stayed with that one ordinary moment until her shoulders softened. Then she asked herself, if this word truly belonged in my life, how would I treat myself tonight? The answer was simple. She would stop begging the empty inbox to judge her value. Over the next 2 weeks, Lena returned to that inner scene whenever fear rose. Some days it felt natural. Other days she could only reach a little relief. She still applied for jobs, but her actions changed. Instead of sending rushed applications everywhere, she prepared a small portfolio using photographs and plans from events she had organized for friends and relatives. She asked the hotel manager if she could help coordinate an upcoming business gathering. She spoke about her abilities more clearly, because she was no longer introducing herself inwardly as someone nobody wanted. Nothing magical flashed across the sky, but an observable change had begun. Lena became calmer, more focused, and more willing to show her real worth. A guest who attended the hotel gathering noticed how she handled a last-minute problem and asked whether she planned events professionally. That conversation led to an interview with a local conference company. Several weeks later, she accepted an assistant coordinator position. The important part of Lena's story is not that she imagined once and received a job on command. The deeper lesson is that she stopped letting rejection define her. Her inner choice changed the quality of her outer choices. She noticed an opportunity she might have ignored. She presented herself differently. She became available to the life she had been asking for. This is how trust often moves. It does not always remove every delay. It removes the inner struggle that makes delay feel like defeat. It gives you room to see, respond, and act without dragging the old story into every new moment. You can practice this today with one desire. First, name what you truly want. Keep it simple. Do not begin with the method or the path. Name the fulfilled result. Perhaps you want to feel secure in your work. Perhaps you want a loving relationship. Perhaps you want to wake with peace instead of dread. Then ask, what would become quiet inside me if this were already settled? This question matters because fulfillment is not only an image, it is also the end of a particular argument. If love were secure, perhaps the fear of being forgotten would grow quiet. If the work were yours, perhaps the need to prove your value would soften. If support were present, perhaps you would stop imagining disaster every night. Find the argument that would end. Then create one short, natural scene that implies completion. Hear a trusted friend congratulating you. Feel yourself turning the key to your new home. See your name on the finished project. Imagine noticing that you moved through an entire morning with calm. Choose something ordinary enough to feel personal. You are not trying to escape into fantasy. You are giving your mind a new home to return to. Let the scene become gentle. You do not need to squeeze emotion from it. If you feel joy, welcome it. If you feel only a little relief, that is enough. Relief means the inner fight is beginning to loosen. Afterward, continue with your day. Take the practical steps that are yours to take. Send the application. Have the honest conversation. Make the appointment. Study the skill. Create the plan. Trust is not an excuse to sit back and do nothing. It changes the source of your action. Instead of acting to escape fear, you act because your chosen future is worthy of your participation. The next part is where many people struggle. An old fear returns, and they think they have ruined everything. You have not. A fearful thought is not a final command. It is often an old habit asking to be repeated. You do not need to wrestle with it. Notice it and answer calmly. This is the old conclusion. I do not have to live there now. Then return to your chosen inner ending. Not with force, not as punishment. Return as you would return home after realizing you walked down the wrong street. You may need to do this many times. Each return is not a failure. Each return is the practice. Also, stop demanding a sign by a certain hour. A deadline created by fear does not produce trust. It produces a hidden bargain. I will believe, but only if life proves itself quickly. That bargain keeps your peace under the control of appearances. You can still have real schedules, responsibilities, and decisions. If a bill is due, deal with it wisely. If a situation is unsafe, seek help. If an answer is needed, ask for it. Living from assumption does not mean ignoring facts. It means facts give you information, but they do not define you. You can respond to what is here while remaining loyal to what you are becoming. There is also a healthy way to measure progress. Do not ask only, has the final result appeared? Ask, am I less controlled by fear than I was yesterday? Am I speaking to myself with greater respect? Am I noticing choices that match the life I desire? Can I meet uncertainty without immediately predicting the worst? These inner changes are not small. They show that a new state is becoming familiar. And when a state becomes familiar, new behavior begins to feel natural. You stop chasing people who give you crumbs. You stop hiding the work you are ready to share. You stop treating one disappointment as a prophecy. You begin to move like someone whose life contains possibility. This does not mean you control every person or every event. It means you no longer surrender your inner direction to every person or event. That is real power. Tonight before sleep, choose one fulfilled moment. Let your body become still. Let the day release its grip. Enter that simple scene and allow it to say, without effort, this part of my life is settled. Rest there for a little while. Tomorrow, when the old question appears, where is it? Answer with a new question. Who am I choosing to be while life unfolds? Be the person who can desire deeply, without living desperately. Be the person who handles today without making today a prison. Be the person who trusts the seed enough to stop digging it up every hour. Your peace is not the reward you receive after everything changes. Your peace is part of the change. If you want help making this inner state more natural, continue with our 21-day imagination program and practice one clear step each day. And if this message helped you release some of the pressure, like this video and subscribe to Gnostic Library for more practical spiritual teachings. Choose your inner ending. Take the next honest step and let trust become the way you walk toward it. Now let us go into the silence.